Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and it is Talcott Tuesday. I am here to have some fun. I hope for all of you who tune in and join, I hope you find some inspiration, some entertainment, a little bit of joy, and I hope the exchange for your time and attention brings you value. Because what else are we going to do today? Today, I am having fun. I've got a few ideas. I do plan to open the link up and we'll see. I see our friend Luma Tommy down there already, ready to go, ready to roll. So many disagreements. Sometimes I wonder why I'm not in a mental asylum. These words are true considering some of the past accusations and some of the things that people wanted to tell me I was doing. It's like, okay, if that's real, why am I not in a mental asylum? But then I turn on the news and I turn on YouTube and then I realize, maybe I am. Maybe Earth is an asylum for the insane. Because if you look at the patterns of history, it's true. The arrogant have controlled the insecure, and confusion has enabled oppression. People willingly choose to play along with this world of violence and manipulation. So throughout history, the arrogant have controlled the insecure, and confusion has enabled oppression. So escape from the insanity of the world through faith in a love for the truth. Faith in a love for the truth. Okay, because if you can find within yourself a love of the truth, regardless, good, bad, indifferent, I want to know what is real. I want to know what is true. If you can have that love within yourself, that you will be diligent in your pursuit for the truth, you can have faith. You can have faith in you. Because in the end, it really comes down to one simple truth. Well, many simple truths, which is what creates the complexity. The one simple truth I wanted to go to is God, right? God is the truth. And if you humble yourself and you allow the truth to lead you through your conscious and intentional choices throughout the day, the path reveals itself. And the topic today of the stream, the simple path of miracles. The world we live in, it's one of complication, right? Religions and governments and corporations, they've really complicated freedom and the ability to succeed. There's so many rules for a man or a woman wanting to become an entrepreneur. They've got a gift or a talent that they want to share into the community. Man, you got to learn so much about the licensing and the proper rules for accounting of this and that. You got to have all these different things that complicate you doing what your hope is to do. Which it's all by design. I mean, man's laws are by design and God's laws are by design. There's a perfection to one of them. God's laws are perfect, man. There's no escape from God's laws. So celebrate the laws we've been given. The law of God is love. I'm confident in saying that. I can't prove any of this, of course. I can't prove God's intent. I can't even prove God's existence to you. But if the words make sense, then they're true. At least true-ish, right? And that's all we've got to do. We've got to know enough truth to be comfortable, so that we're not running around in fear like little bitter children, all traumatized and angry. I played that part in my past. I chose to find a new role for myself. And brothers and sisters, I encourage you to join me in my path. And you create your own path. Actually, find the path for you. Find and create the path for you, because the simple path of miracles, it is. Hank, blessings to you. I forgot about that. I was tuned into chats with Jack for much of the conversations. We'll talk about that soon. Here, you know what? I'm happy. You guys are usually pretty good. One way or another, I tend to get out what I want to get out, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Conversations. What do I mean? And one of the conversations I'd love to have is if anyone has questions about what I'm saying, about the simple path of miracles. What is a miracle? I tell you what, love is a miracle. Life is a miracle. Love is the miracle that emerges through life, from life, for life. And here's a man who I do love, but welcome, Lumatami. Where are we?
If you love me, Jack. Well, for
Oh, your audio sucks, dude. Did you break off already?
yes, I hide it, and he's back. Are you back?
Something.
Yeah, you buffered.
But you're real staticky.
That's okay. Whenever I did mic check on MPC, and they were like, "It sounds great," that's this mic.
Is it?
Yeah. Let me leave and come back.
Here. Well, let me. Okay. Whatever works. Yeah. The simple path of miracles. The path of love. Okay. Love is our natural state. People are confused by what love is and is not, and it's all by God's perfect design. But love is actually pretty simple to understand. And the love from God, that's the one I'm talking about, the true love. The love that is power, it's an expression, it's beyond words. That love without conditions, it's allowing. How's this?
How is this?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's better.
Yes. Yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
now I took the microphone out, and this is just the speakerphone of that phone that I found in the snow. But it's also bad. You've said it was bad before, like this. So I don't know. It's hit or miss. Kind of like coming up here.
It kind of is, huh? Well, life is hit or miss, Tommy. That's what I realized.
Hit or miss. I guess I never miss, huh? I did your girlfriend. I bet you didn't kiss. I forget the meme song. There was a meme chick that was going around.
See, you have such a grasp. You've got all these little pieces of the world that are just hilarious, man. I
And yet
love.
I'll sit in front of Jeopardy and nothing. Like you won't get a peep out of me in front of Jeopardy.
Really.
Yeah. But
That's
all the champions say that to prepare, they just go out and take in information.
and that makes sense. See, and Tommy, here's the thing. When you're in a good mood, I love being around you. And so I hope to help keep you in a good mood today.
No, it's a curse, because when I'm in a good mood, you guys hate me. I come up here,
Oh.
and when everybody's like, "Oh, I like this Tommy. I like calm Tommy." Yeah, that's because of the back right portion of my skull and my right eye feels like they're trying to bulge out of my head. So I don't have the capacity to spurg right now.
I thought I saw a comment. Do you get migraines?
Not as much as I used to, because I've found out all the different ways you can get them and trigger them, and I've worked on it. But
Good for you.
contrary to the community's daddy's description, I have had a lot of facial and dome fractures and misalignments that aren't from running my mouth at people all the time. More often from getting between people that are going to do the violences. And then a lot of bouncing myself off the pavement X Games stuff. Jack, you want to end wars to stop misery and injury? Try and keep people from having fun on boards with 4 wheels and such. You'll cut the hospital visits down drastically.
I tried getting into skating, but I was never good at it.
And that's what I've told skaters is if you're not sponsored to compensate the emergency room bills, start considering what you're doing more. And then JG's like, "Oh, you're fake because you gave it up." No, I'm an adult. I have other adult things to do. Shout to JG. I'm about to go back to JG life. I'm just not going to jump trains.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say JG's ruthless. He's worked enough construction and stuff that I believe if he really wanted to get back in a domicile, he could find a way. So I'll give JG ruthless. Still panel toxic.
Do you have a date yet? Not to pry or
no, I'm celibate.
What's that?
I'm celibate. I don't go on dates.
No, I mean as a calendar date, timing wise, as far as we move.
I thought my paperwork said they'd come to see if I'm here today, but maybe today was my last day to leave, so they'll probably come tomorrow, and they'll tell me that they're gonna serve papers because I'm still here. So I might push it till just before court stuff and leave, but it's really irrelevant because my internet's already turned off. Because all my last bills, I'm just letting them hang because I'll try and do the stuff Wizard talks about but instructs incorrectly is real. There is a discharging of debt. You do have a straw man account because that's the closest we get to saying fiat is like of questionable value. It's the same way you can die and they'll just not let your debts destroy the world.
Well, Tom, what if, I mean, because we still got time before any processes and any effects of allowing the bills to go. What if we find a way to change the world, restructure it so all these damn bills aren't so important?
Because they are important. Just because money and debt can be nefarious doesn't mean that existence, like people can go be the snafu things and murderers. It doesn't mean that we have to rub out all people, even though I'd probably agree with that.
Right. I'm suggesting that we bring reforms. Because seriously, here, Tom, it sounds like you're in a good place, mentally, spiritually, you're prepared.
Always am.
Yep. So
except for when Camacho died.
Hey, I understand that. I do.
All right, then tell your member Wrench that thinks he's something R-pole that if he ever tells me that Camacho would want me to stop being a pussy again, I'm going to find out who his troll ass is and come visit him Liam Neeson style.
That one's clearly a trigger. That one was clearly to provoke you.
Because I don't, I'm not being a pussy about Camacho. It's like when we go see the grave of the unknown soldier, we're not being a pussy for that guy. I got my community out here always giving reverence chats to Camacho. It's a beautiful thing. You don't get your Camacho badge till you've been in my membership for 3 years.
Well,
Get it? 3 years? Get it?
maybe.
Yeah.
Thank
Me
you for
confirm.
the heads up. I saw that comment. People are just freaking ridiculous. Hey, and actually back to the idea, Tom. I went through a lot of mental anguish dealing with debts and the possibility, the potentiality of being roofless. I
I
went
know, I
through
was there.
I went through a lot of the inner stuff, but I'm committed to the idea, Tommy, that God can allow us to change the world, the whole world, like
No.
before you and I die, maybe even before you end up in the streets.
No, I don't think that's going to happen because I'm watching what God's plan is unfold. And I've been addressing to my community. I'm not saying the mark will happen on our lifetime. It can, but I know that we're seeing the foundation of a lot of Revelation stuff play out.
All of a
Even the
sudden,
global warming thing, like the beast system is pre-programming everyone to global warming and then pre-programming them to think that's a scam, as it's only obvious the planet's getting warmer, and that's biblical, not just scientific.
well, what's true is true, and the truth
The
is
second
happening.
flood will be fire and
Well,
drought.
the truth is happening, and everything that's happening, it as far as I can tell, it is in line with the Bible and what the Bible prophesied would be. And so the
Well,
good news is God is bringing forth an awakening and a realization and the return of love. It's here. This is the
I have
simple
to love this community to keep coming up and sitting through this crap.
you
Because,
get to. You
oh,
get love.
I know, you're Homer Simpsoning me, or maybe South Park did it, but that's what I'm saying about going roofless that people don't get. Like, I got a lot of creators out here saying I'm broke and homeless. Like, no, I get to. Like, I've always said, Camacho can die, I can lose an arm. There's something I don't touch because that's the economics people never wanted to learn or talk about with me. Like, I'll watch you guys rot in the street, and there's a level of XRP and AMC I'm never delving into. I'll die before, if that doesn't come to fruition, I just won't touch it. And when people say I couldn't afford to save my dog, you're slapping everybody that's lost someone to cancer in the face, as if money's the only difference in someone beating cancer or not.
Right.
And these are the alleged whites and freedoms truth tellers.
Well,
It's why I'm always getting what I want and doing my job out here.
hey, and you're right about we don't have to let the opinions hold us back, the opinions of others, and we don't have to let what others are doing.
Hey, Restance, I
either.
forgot to point out, do you realize not everybody that saw my stream last night, I know you didn't because you're muted and you won't show up, but people, NPC being new does not realize the epic 2-year bombshell that was Snafu Snaps trying to get me to join his team. Can you wrap your head around that, Jack?
Snafu was recruiting you?
Trying to get me to join the Truthio.
What'd you see? What'd you decide?
Oh, come on, Jack. I was trying to keep my head together that, like, these people you're asking me to help you with Snafu, you are them. I was like, have you ever seen me team up? Anything further than, yes, me and another channel are aligned in truth on this, or we're both in this cause. But as far as the uniforms and the badges and the name, no, I don't do it. I already have a boss, I already have a team, and I'm just the janitor of that team. And I still come off like this angelic pompous thing to everybody. I'm like, I'm the janitor of Christ Corp.
We are here cleaning things up.
Nah, you got a mouse in your pocket?
You and I, brother, we were brought here for similar reasons. All of us, there's a divine truth above all things. And hey, Venus, thank you. For those in the chat,
How do you see that? I mean, everybody gets, I am deemed the fiery glasses, the fiery eyes of seeing that thing. How do you know it's there?
We're on similar paths.
We are not. You are part of my path. I'm part of yours, but it's not this side-by-side thing. It's this, how long must I drag this man's weight before he realizes? Like, you say you're a fast learner, Jack. Do you really think you're a fast learner?
I know I am.
Do you want to, I'm not really literally asking you to do this, but do you want to unpack yesterday's show? Because I just came off of, I only got to some of the McNemesis part. And even with that, dude, I'm like, don't you get it? Like, I could unpack yesterday's show if I had the current means to do it without hooking everything back up. But you don't get it, Jack. You didn't even see yourself there. You're saying you have this gift of biblical knowledge, but that's the thing we keep fighting on.
No, we don't have to fight either. This is true. Jack's Jesus is just as valid as yours.
That's not true. I've made a fool of the freak everywhere he shows up. That guy is not he is not a thing to reference unless you're Muslim. I don't know why TML doesn't have him up every night.
Don't look at the messenger. Look at what is revealed, what is said.
Right, look at the message. And the freak's message is more often the fucking Quran, and we have pictures of the Pope kissing that book.
Oh,
and he wasn't about to toss it in a book burning either. He was like kissing it in front of towel-headed individuals.
Tommy, can we go back to having fun? Don't get angry.
This is my pleasure. True.
I know. I love
so the Truthio is my enemy. The Talcottian regime is my enemy because they're claiming truth, claiming Jesus. And I recognize real on that one. And you guys, like even Chris in the chat calling me a brother in Christ. Oh, like Jizvan? Like when Jizvan takes me yelling at you and totally disregards that was on behalf of who Jizvan claims we're brothers in. It's quite the great delusion to have this battle in, and I'm having the time of my nearing end of life.
Tom, even Jesus said, what you do to the least of them, you do to me. So
right
within all.
Well, I think he was saying that you're showing where your heart is, and when you try to say my volume or robustness of voice in the panel verse dictates my life, I walk out this front door, I'm abandoning this roof to further show what I do to the least of us.
I know. Tom, I'm not disrespectful.
Well, you don't act like you do. That's the last loud because I do have the migraine, but it was perfect.
I really do care about you. I know
you believe that.
Well, and the thing is, I know you care about me too.
Right. That's why I'm trying to make you something better than someone that would, like I've often slandered Flow State for all the grand slams he leaves hanging when he tries to review that guy's videos. You and Nemesis yesterday, especially when he said he was a Luciferian. Oh, I could have went in on McNemesis and Large Fries yesterday. That guy is garbage. And he used to have his subtitle saying McNemesis on Amazon Music. Now he's got to put it in his direct name as well. Pathetic. Sad.
Well, see, Tom, he's another he's a very confused guy that somehow God brought into our experience. And what are we going to do with these?
He was what do I call it? He was like a contractor. He was like an independent contractor for the Linguine crew. He used to show up where I was in random places as much as Snafu and just play, "Hey, Tommy, why don't you tell him about how you date that 17-year-old girl?" It's like, well, if you're a Luciferian, now that sounds like you had a problem with that, and you were a Luciferian the whole time, a wife-beating Luciferian. Come on,
Dude, he doesn't know what he is. Most people don't know what they are. Most
and
people
that's why when I
do.
say I'm from West Virginia, and people are like, "Oh, you don't come off like that. You don't sound like that." It's still valid when a guy sounds like this. Sorry, Chuck. I appreciate your donos, Chuck, but I still warn people: be wary if anyone comes off too much like this.
See,
And also
Tommy,
anybody that smiles and laughs like a buffoon too often.
hey, you're getting a bunch of noise coming through the microphone, but
Oh, it's fading in real time. Okay.
you and I could be great allies.
Well, that's on you.
No, it's on you. It's on
No,
both
it's
of us.
on you
It's on
because I am the janitor for Christ Corp and you're still a sham. Because before the McNemesis part, you opened your show yesterday with all the typical antichrist, non-biblical
not
jargon.
antichrist. It
You
is
don't think you
biblical.
are.
Tommy,
Jack, what was your morning study about? Because I spent a good 40 minutes just looking into Jesus warning of a place you would still tell people probably doesn't exist. You're New Age guru. You used to be on that there is no hell tip. Now you're going Soul Trap. I wonder if Steven's gonna show up. You said maybe
here,
this is a prison
let
planet.
let me share a couple of perspectives, and you tell me if
That's exactly what they are, yes.
you tell me if they sound biblical or not. Okay.
Oh, this will be easy.
Well, actually, I don't want to ask you to judge that. I just like
First off, take every perspective that is Talcottian. I'm going to put a hard non-biblical right out the gate.
But see, that filter is preventing you from trying to consider what I'm saying.
You are the one that has only to consider what I'm saying because you challenging it shows your lack of biblical awareness.
I know that's your claim, but
You don't have
me-
to say you're a Christian and stand on this fake Christian crap.
every religion has mystical aspects to it.
No, Christianity doesn't.
Yes.
Jesus
Yes, it
performed
most
miracles,
certainly
but
does.
we as followers are not mystical or mad mystic
There,
or
he
magical.
Tommy, he was revealing mystical wisdom.
He was God.
Right.
So
Leading
stop
us.
talking. Stop doing this Muslim shout the provo. What's his thing? More. Stop doing this Muslim Mormon thing where they're just low key downgrading Jesus because that's how it's not biblical. That's how it's anti-Christianity.
I
That's
know
how
that
New
view,
Age does it too.
I know that view can be taken, but Jesus
No,
was
it's the truth, Jack.
okay.
Stop saying
Right.
I know that's your interpretation. I know that's your view.
Well, Tom, you don't have, none of us have possession of the absolute truth. We have
False.
of
That's
the
what the Bible is, heretic.
Oh my goodness. Here's
And that
what I wanted to-
reaction is why I can confidently call you out on this sham of fronting Jesus and Christianity when it's not. You're not.
Here, can
And
I
I am tasked as the janitor of that corp to at least, hey, we know you're the janitor, Tom, but there's this guy, Jack Talcott, and his daddy, Paul, and some other channels. We need you to just throw a wrench in all that Antichrist BS. How about a mop, sir? Yeah, that'll be fine. Thank you for that mop, sir, and thank you for Camacho.
What if you're actually making the mess where it's not the point? I'm trying to get to this point.
Oh, I wanted to answer that.
The simple path of miracles. Okay.
There's nothing
Miracles.
simple about miracles. What does that mean? The Simple
Well,
Path of Miracles by Kamala Harris.
the simple path, first off, what is simple? That which is
Your mind is simple.
complication. Absent complication, the simple
What the
is
fuck are you even saying?
Listen, and you can know.
Now listen, the live without fear thing, I get if you want to take the Nightcrawler, like the false evidence appearing real. Uh,
Yeah.
you're just off on your Talcottian BS, and this is what I can't like the same way I've given shit to Paul and others for coming up here and just sitting silently while you roll on with your Talcottian mumbo jumbo. I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not that guy. This is how I get what I want, flow state, and it's up to
Here,
the viewer to discern and understand.
here's what is real. Okay. When we
That's my
inside,
side of this debate.
when we at the moment, in the present moment, this lifetime, those moments where we can settle and just be absent conflict, absent worries, absent, problems.
I can find that in hell. Well,
Well,
not literal hell, but I can be out roofless with
sure.
stuff popping off
Yeah.
in Denver. I will
Yeah.
pull that trigger in the state you're talking about.
Okay. Yes, we can be at that
No,
place.
I can. I don't think you and we or that mouse in your pocket. I don't think you possess that, Jack. It's easy to
I,
liquidate your profits to stay in that house and talk this stuff. You
you're
ain't ever had that stuff
distracting
on
from
your
the
hands. You
point.
ain't never done that work. Neither
You're,
has your daddy.
you're
Y'all ain't never
distracting,
really done no work.
Tom. I don't want to be rude, but if you
Just
can't allow
inadvertently
me,
rude, Mr. Wayne.
you keep interrupting and deflecting from what I'm trying to say. You're
Yes, I
being
am deflecting from your Talcottianness because there's no reason to go down that road.
Tom, unless you can change your mind, unless you're
I'm
willing,
giving you content of truth.
I'm giving you
Now
the
my challenge is
boundaries
I have
here.
to flow state to an
I'm
extent
gonna
that
have
if we
to.
don't, you're talking over me. You're
Right.
being rude.
I'm about to put you out of here.
I'm about to make you put me out of here.
Nope. I'm choosing to because you refuse to cooperate. If you
Oh,
cooperate, if you're willing to calm down, allow us to have a conversation instead of assuming that everything I'm going to say is wrong,
well, it's not an assumption,
Tom,
Jack.
chill out, or I'm going to have to ask you to leave, or I'll just make you leave. That's simple as that. And I
You
don't
can't.
want to do that. Like I said, thank you, Tom. Despite disagreement, sincerely consider this logic. And you don't have to trust me, but try it out for yourself. The simple path, the path without problems and conflicts and hate and worry and suffering. Sometimes you got to push through things in order to have that simple path, but the right mindset, you can do anything. So the simple path of miracles, what is a miracle? It is in the presence of love that miracles are revealed. That's what I was trying to get out. But our confused minds, we don't understand love. And many people alive today, respectable men and women in their own regards, they have confused minds and they don't understand what love really is. Love, I didn't. I'm speaking from experience. I used to be one of those confused men. I was very good-hearted, good-natured. I tried so hard to be good in this world. But because of my confusion, I end up creating a lot of problems for myself, a lot of self-sabotage. As much as I claimed to love others, I didn't take care of myself. And so for those who did have care for me, I was selfish. I didn't think about that. All of us alive today, men, women, children, old and young, we're all humans trying to figure out this world and what it's for, where our place is. But I tell you what, if you start believing in fear, you start giving evil and money. You give evil and money more power in your mind than God. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, that's a bad way to live. That's a bad way to live. Because money has no power, evil has no power, over God. It's a silly game that God allows, man. And that's what love is. Love allows, love gives, love frees, love empowers, love lifts. Love is who you are. It really is your natural state of being. The natural law that's hidden behind all of man's legalese and religiosity, the natural law from nature and God, it's love. It's do no harm. It's be true, be generous, be powerful, but be respectful, especially as a human being. There's no reason for men and women in this world to be treating each other the way that men and women of this world treat each other. There's no logic behind the oppression and the bullying and the punishing and the enabling of all of that atrocity. There is no reason that you and me and everyone else we know, there's no reason we don't change this world for the better. So what are we going to do? Inner peace. Inner peace is how love is known. It's the absence of conflict, the absence of worry, the absence of hate. Inner peace is priceless. And with the love, with the inner peace that love brings, it is in the presence of love that miracles happen. Can you see the love here in the present?
What you need to see is, I'm not just like, as far as our community, I'm not some all-time chatter. I'm not some panel hopper. I'm a fellow host. And if I show up, I've got something for the person I show up to. And the reason I don't like to let you Talcottianism is because you can only take us to where I'm going to piss you off. And I was trying to say I have to flow state on a level where I don't respect how often he's being fake just to camp up on a panel. But when I'm dealing with you, if I want to get to what I'm bringing you, I have to do that to an extent. But you just persistently want to lay your, I said a thing and I felt away, and that's like Jesus, right? So did we ever agree on what the positive term for jealousy is? Like when you, is it admiration? Like you admire a thing and that's not sinful jealousy. I like that you get the pushback that I want. I wish I had as many enemies come up and challenge my stuff. And the reason they don't is because they want to do the you. They want to just toss me out and say it's my fault when they can't handle being challenged.
You know what it could be is I treat those who oppose me with more respect.
I don't think you do.
I know that I do.
Because I'm not saying that's what I admire about you. I'm saying I admire that they come out of the woodwork to come up here and challenge you. I'm not saying you respect that.
They see my kindness as a weakness, and that's why it
No,
attracts the
I
trauma.
think it's more like the
That's
reason
why you're here, dude.
Huh?
You're here because my light attracts the traumatized, the broken.
No,
They want to prove that I'm not as light and loving as I am.
Well, you're like your daddy. I do want to prove a lot of what you're saying is false and BS, but that doesn't mean I'm some damaged, traumatized thing. That's you.
Sign. It's a symptom, though, Tom.
I'm not the one that sat on a panel and said I got so traumatized I had to create alternate reality or alternate Jacks.
Tom, that's a common occurrence for many children.
Not as common as you think. That's an MK Ultra effect.
Right. That's actually how childhood trauma manifests, is without people realizing it. They deny their natural state of being and they become a character so they don't get punished, so they don't get hurt. So
but that's a projection. That's a projection when you're accusing people of that.
I was saying that was my experience, and I didn't
Right.
realize
On that panel with TML that I showed, you were saying that's
here.
your experience. Ever since then, you accuse these characters of being that.
Here, welcome, Tarek. I'm listening. I'm going to be right back.
Wow, Tarek, usually he drops somebody in to deflect or run a pick. I don't think he realizes you're probably here to back me up. And you know what? Tarek and Sanity Machine, they're two of the people I've taken the most shit for hosting them. But this is what I was trying to tell people last night. Like when London brought it up, I was like, London, I don't care who anybody's friends with. Like when you had Snafu up, my issue was the pedo accusations. If you have Snafu up just to crack jokes, talk politics or whatever, I don't give a fuck. And it's like I do have beef with Steven. It doesn't mean I won't have him up on my panel whenever it's the thing he's up there for, you know? And
yeah, I agree with you. That's what it
and
matters.
Tarek, you were there. Me, you, and Steven, we, with minimal effort, had Jack storm out of there for the same type of questioning you're probably here to give him today.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see where his patient is, because like it seems like every time you ask him a question where you kind of push him where he's weak at, he's just kicking you or something like this. I'm trying to see where he can go with this.
Right, and that's what I was telling him. It's like, as far as the messages I give on my channel, I want this, and I can't get it. And it's like, he doesn't see that if I am going to say me and Jack are friends, or that we love in the Jesus way, I'm giving him about all that I can afford sometimes to sit in the backstage and hope I can get this next point out. Yeah, man, a lot of the people don't get it in the panel verse. That's how I call out Jack's fake supporters. It's like they just see any pushback as an attack, and they say, good job, Jack. You just booed all the people out of here until you got a nice little echo chamber.
Yeah, how you going to get better at anything in life if you don't challenge yourself? Challenging means you have to go where you're not comfortable.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting back into boxing, Tarek. I'm going to find as many skinny 6-year-old kids as I can so I can get back into boxing. They'll be my sparring partners. I'll get way better just sparring skinny 6-year-old kids. I'm going to be the next Mike Tyson.
The skinny, when I used to box, the skinny people were probably the most dangerous.
Yeah, that's why I went with children as well. So just in case they're dangerous, skinny, they're still kids. I'll whoop the shit out of a kid or a female. Not like the McNemesis way, though.
All right, Jack.
Well, I wanted to respond to a couple of things. One of which is the excuse that many people want to share. And I heard you say, you think I want to create an echo chamber of yes.
No, I said your supporters are supporting the creation
can I
of an
finish
echo
my
chamber.
point without you finding
Well, not without miswording the point you're responding to.
Is it relevant? Is your
Yes!
disagreement relevant?
Getting in now. Hello, McFly.
You?
No, why respond to the statement I wasn't making is what I'm saying.
My point.
Now, Jack, I think you'd enjoy an echo chamber.
The other point that Tarek raised about I've got Tommy and Tarek and Paul and many others who think I need to be challenged in order.
We all need to be.
Yeah, we all need to be. What is the other way that people improve? Oh, with support.
Right. Support once you've been straightened out to not be digging a hole to the moon. I'll challenge you when you dig your hole to the moon. Once I get you on that rocket propulsion, then I can support you.
Yeah.
How about just give me a chance to say the things I'm trying to say.
Jack, out of love, I'm helping you stay on that.
No, you're not.
And not letting you go off onto a...
all right. Can I say something real quick? I'm sorry, Jack. Just to give you an example, Jack, maybe that will be like in the middle somewhere. When I got into it like yesterday with Snafu on his channel, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, I didn't think I was going to go 4 hours with him head-to-head based on one thing, which, of course, involves you in it. But I was testing myself how far I can go with his logic and him staying on the point. And it took me literally 4 hours, and I couldn't do it. So then I just gave up. So yeah, sometimes you got to push yourself. That's all I'm saying.
But good on you for putting yourself through that mental exercise. That's been my 2 years.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with me wanting people who help me look good? Is there something wrong
Yes,
with that?
you want people to help you look good because you don't look good, kind of like.
Actually,
No.
I'd much rather people who care to help me improve instead of those who want to publicly
That's
make
me.
me look bad. Well, you're
Jack,
not
I'm here
offering,
to help
you're
you
not offering
burn off what
anything.
you don't need.
So tell me, okay, burn off what I don't need. That's you. I don't need you and what you've
Oh,
been doing.
so I'm a friend and you love me, but you don't need me and what I do, which is helping you.
You're
I'll
not
admit,
helping
Jack,
me
I'll
the way
admit,
you think.
Jack, it takes eyes to see to know the difference between what Paul was doing to you and what I'm doing to you. Both can look like we're making you look like a fool, but it's going to be
Yeah,
hard to
you
help
guys
you
are,
without making you look like a fool.
no, you
I'm
both,
not the one that put Jesus.
you're both rejecting the chance to understand what I'm saying. You're judging me without even trying to understand. And it's been going on for a long time. So, Tarek, you claim you understand, you claim you want to understand, but I've asked you before, what can I offer you to help you understand?
What am I trying to understand? That's my question.
What do you keep talking about? Why do you keep talking about me?
I don't keep talking about you, Jack. Sometimes your name comes up, and then just like I was, telling Snafu yesterday that for 4 hours that he was wrong on one
Mhm.
accusation.
Yeah,
I
how
still
wise
am.
is that of you to spend 4 hours arguing with a clear fool? I mean, you keep
Well,
bragging about this, how much time you've spent arguing against Snafu, but what are you accomplishing?
no, I didn't exactly. I didn't accomplish nothing that day, but to challenge myself to see if I could go 4 hours and talk to him where I can see his logic, where I couldn't see no logic.
Okay, did you finally come to the conclusion that Snafu is not a credible man? He's not one
Uh,
to be trusted?
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with Snafu. I wouldn't say he's 100% not credible, but he's definitely
Oh,
got no logic in some ways.
you still won't commit to the fact that Snafu is not a credible witness after you just said you spent 4 hours trying to follow his path of logic and it couldn't be done.
And I said
Yet
to you,
you
I'm not.
still
Yeah, I
can't
said.
say you still want to give Snafu as some credibility.
I said
So,
some. I didn't say like you can't. I won't like exclude everything that he's not saying. Some I give him credit. Some no.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know you got confused about me by the false accusations from Snafu and one of his enablers. And I know you spent a lot of hours apparently looking into that. And you said it didn't make any sense, but have you ever found the truth?
That was the resolutions me and Tarek made. He came at me the same stuff Snafu did. Tarek has removed his zebra stripes and now stands against that dude.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
me and
appreciate
Snafu have different opinions, for sure.
But Jack, if you want to help me as a friend, just a real quick covering of a few things. All these people in your chat saying I've blocked them, like the freak who I'm sitting here reading the chats of. I'm going to try and say this one more time, and it's for everybody. I don't block anybody in my public go channel to channel. I only mute you from my channel so that you may hit that link. So Chris, the freak, everybody that says I don't let them challenge me, no, you must come challenge me on the panel of the Fiery Crucible.
How can I do that, Tony, when you have me banned from StreamYard?
I'd
How can I
have to
do it?
recheck that. I thought under the last time I had to open it to all, I thought I unbanned everybody. But Chris, just
Okay.
personally, I don't see it ever really bringing anything. You're kind of I know it's just your hand you're dealt. You're not the brightest dude out here.
See, Tom.
And you're pretty striped as well. No, Chris is also a zebra crew.
No, it's Tommy. I go by proof. I go by proof.
Well, that's why you don't go by proof, because you're zebra crew through and through.
Did I ever claim the zebra to be credible?
I've watched you from the shadows on his chat saying Tommy miscontexts and says things, and you can't stand on that stuff.
Yeah,
None
let's
of you.
pull out the emails, Tommy, I sent you, and let's go over them on the screen. Pull them up. We can do that.
I remember you sent me 13 emails because I didn't reply in a day. And I got to tell you, man, I'm not a big channel. Jack probably has this issue too, that he doesn't see as much as an issue. I'm at like less than 700 subs. I can't keep my email. Like my email is always warning me my memory is maxed. I'm not going to be able to get more emails just off of 600 and some odd things. Everybody emails me, Chris. And the email you sent me, it was irrelevant and adds to that not right.
Okay, Tommy, we can just forget that email and pull it up on the screen.
No, you can forget that I said, Chris, I'm pretty much done with you. I don't see anything new coming from you. If you have it, bring it to my panel whenever they have it.
Okay, we'll pull it up on the screen when you go, when I catch you live. We'll pull up that email.
I definitely deleted your endless emails where you sent the same email over and over again, just pointing out how many times you've resent it.
Now, see, you're deflecting. I'm saying let's go to the base email that you made false claims about me. Let's go to that one.
What's the false claims, Chris? What's the false claims?
Let's not do it on Jack's panel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, why are we doing it on Jack's? You're taking away from the subject.
But Chris, you just got pulled into all the people I just wanted to address for a moment. If I have someone blocked, hit that link. That's the only credibility to the panelists. Even whenever I was telling Steven last night, sometimes when a motherfucker's saying cam the fuck up, it's because we're about to talk that real man talk.
Well, Tommy, you're the one who brought this subject up on Jack's panel, not me.
Why yeah, you're right. I'm the one that asked my alleged friend Jack, can I take a second to address your bullshit chat?
So let's go over everything in context, Tommy, if you want on your panel, okay?
Chris, I just kept you straight on it. I don't know why you think you're doing a thing. Maybe you're not so bright.
Maybe I'm not, but we'll go through that we'll go through that email in context, word for word.
Okay. Okay. Are you done on that?
I know. Can we move on?
You want to do that, Tommy?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, 75% of the panel is on the same page with Chris's retardation qualms. Let's move on.
Perfect.
What did you do? Did I get a commitment from you, Tommy? Yes or no?
Always about the narcissist retard.
There you go. Deflecting again.
Asking you for commitment is not unreasonable.
Oh, Jack. I've made all kinds of commitments. I remember when you ran out on me and Margo.
It's a simple yes or no answer. Okay. Yeah. Yes or no.
Is it a simple yes or no when I'm not sure how often I can host a panel when I go roofless? Is it so simple, Chris? I know you're simple.
I am simple. Yes, you are. Yes, I am.
You're committing to your willingness more than your
Jack,
ability.
my commitment is anytime I can host a panel that it doesn't look like there's a subject matter to. If it's just an open panel, bring me them haters. It's what I envy about your channel. Them haters will come to spite you, whether you want it or not.
Okay, well, Tom, that's a deflection, and here there's a point to
where's the deflection?
Tom, there is a point to why I'm stepping in here and asking for an agreement on the side of Chris, because a lack of cooperation is what continues disagreements. A lack of cooperation continues the confusion. It sounds like Chris wants to discuss what is factual, what may or may not be relevant, and so a simple yes or no.
Jack, I think I've already given him that confirmation, and I'm sitting here sketched out that me and Chris are taking up your show, and you don't seem to care when I care.
I do care, and I appreciate it.
So you want to mediate this me and Chris nothing burger? Do you want to do that?
Yes, I'd love to see.
That's a deflection from me and Trek coming up here wanting to discuss the Talcott issues. But I'm down, whatever.
I'm prepared for everything.
Then why'd you start saying you were going to have to kick me out of here?
I'm prepared to kick your ass out of here if you can't cooperate.
You mean bend the knee?
No, cooperate. Just
See,
like
Jack,
Chris is asking
this is
you to
how I am
cooperate.
the guy that is attempting to understand all these channels, all these hosts. I'm trying to understand, and I'm trying to make sure we're all using the same words to mean the things that we mean to say.
Right.
And that's what gets you and
you're
others
over,
triggered.
Tommy. No, you're over complicating this, because here's what's real.
No,
Your patterns of
you're
defiance, your
oversimplifying things.
rebellious,
Money's evil, case closed.
your rebellious,
Oversimplification, over Talcottification.
you're behaving like a child.
I must have the mind of the child to re-enter the kingdom of heaven.
You must have an honest mind.
I'm the most honest and truth. Even though honest and truth are not parallel, I'm both of that, baby.
So are we moving on, Jack, or are we discussing the Chris and Tommy? I'm confused.
I would like to do anything.
All right,
This
cool.
is unproductive.
Well, you can do anything when you come to the one true God.
You're preventing productive conversations from happening.
I think this is starting to get very productive.
You're wrong.
Then you're not on my level.
Maybe.
Cool.
Can we discuss something else?
Sure.
I mean, holy cows. Chris, I don't know what's in that email. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. Best of wishes. It sounds like if you catch Tom when he's streaming, maybe. No, it sounds like it's 50-50 still.
And just to reiterate, Jack, I'm not the one who brought this issue up on your panel. Tommy did. So there you go.
I'm sure. This is the thing. We have all of these characters on these YouTube panels. Dude, you could not write the cast of characters that have come forth. But every one of us, every person, we're all carrying things. And casting all these battles and making life complicated for each other. No offense, Tarek, but there's better ways for our time to be spent than all these people wanting to find disagreements with me.
I agree.
So one disruptive character leaves, and we'll see where this one brings. Welcome.
Hey, hold on. I gotta try and get my earphones to work. Trying to figure that out. I got a new phone, so
You sound good, actually.
sound good. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you all right. Looks
Hi,
beautiful.
hi, Jack. Hi. How are you doing? I'm glad to be here. Thank you for letting me up.
Thanks for joining. Have you been tuned in? Looks like you're freezing already.
How do I? I'm freezing.
You froze.
Hello.
Lubas, how do we have this communication problem? We've been doing this for what? How long? 5 years?
Oh, I'm a little retarded. I'm not smart like you.
I didn't say I was smart.
You don't have to be smart. You just got to care. You got to care about the experience that you're offering to others. And you don't care what you're bringing as long as you get your
I got a
way
new
in.
phone.
Right?
I got a new phone. I spent money on that to try and make this better.
Congratulations, Lou. So what? It's your signal sucks. Your awareness is pretty much non-existent.
It sucks, Jack.
Tarek, I keep praying, when is God going to allow my life to change? Because despite the rumors, I don't enjoy I don't enjoy opening up my live stream for people to join and to mock me and interrupt me and mischaracterize me. I really don't enjoy it. I'm trying to have fun with life, and I'm hoping to share fun with life. But the most fun we can have is getting shit done. That's my opinion.
Yeah, some people, Jack, some people won't change. Just me. My opinion. Some people will change, and
Why do
on
you
some
believe
things.
that? Why do you believe that?
Okay, so based on patterns and how I see people, like just on the YouTube or in real life, they get set in certain ways. Not to say that they can never change. Of course, everybody can change, but most people just rather stay in the comfort zone and stay in their own box and not see outside the box. That's what I'm trying to say.
Most people get the people who we think can't change, they're stubborn. They're dug in to their old ways of being. Well, that's immature. It's illogical, because the fact is life brings change. And this is what I've been facing, Tarek. People
No, I
found
agree. Life does bring change. Yeah, life does bring change. You like it or not.
right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But the impossible task I've been faced with, it seems, is convincing people to allow their opinions to change. See, Paul from day one found an opinion about me, and he's been disrespecting me ever since. Tommy, initially he was kind of untrustworthy, but then he found a reason to be disrespectful to me. If they change their damn minds, this is what the world is, this is happening. You know what? And it doesn't matter. I'm going to bring Tommy back up. He never left. He's still here.
Yes, I'm honest.
But I'm to this point where I really don't care what others say about me, what others do to me. I really don't care. I'm going to keep living this life that I'm living. And God is bringing the change. Now, what I'm suggesting to people, though, is if my life path is what I think it is, if we do want to end wars and bring immediate reforms, and somehow I do find my way to the willing, and I find people who are going to share support towards at least trying to accomplish this goal, all of these people who've spent a lot of time talking about me, they're going to be asked, what did you do? What did you offer? I chose to live a life that I no longer regretted by making choices I believed would lead to greater things. I see a lot of people making excuses to hold on to their old ways, to hold on to their old beliefs. And a lot of people making excuses to continue enabling the oppression and the genocide and the incarceration of innocent people. Brothers and sisters, we are in a mental asylum in America. The arrogant have been ruling the confused. I'm not going to be controlled by the arrogant. And I don't want to keep getting interrupted and disrupted by the confused.
That's why Paul's your daddy.
He's not. He
He used to backstage me and say I left too. He's a liar like you.
I said,
The freak is a liar.
from where I was, Tom, my words were accurate. Not by your choice, but by circumstances. One agent of chaos left and then another one.
No, one agent of chaos was tossed out because I say when I leave. I left that first time today. And then I came back and you strategically cut me off after a sentence to make it look like I stomped out, and then you said I left. Now you're a proven liar. And it's not the first time either. I've proven this Canadian with the bad connection. I've shown him to be a liar.
Is it still bad?
It's always bad when we can hear you.
Do you have anything to offer?
Well, I mean, I don't know what I have to offer, but I am in a space of openness and willingness, and truly, honestly, looking to understand what you're doing here. You can believe that or
Lucas
not.
Jack's your brother.
We're all brothers in Jesus.
No, we are not. But I heard some channels complaining how often I say Paul's your daddy. So I'll just start saying Jack's your brother.
Of course, Jack's my brother. I love Jack.
Right. You'll burn together.
You two are really offering nothing of value.
Jack, yesterday you said we're all the same until you were saying we're not the same.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So do you get what I'm trying to understand every day?
Yep.
And
Physically, mentally, emotionally, we're all designed exactly the same. Now, what
I
is
don't even
different?
agree with that.
What is different is what we do with what we've got. If you're dishonest and selfish, Lou, Tommy, when you're dishonest and selfish, you go places and you really don't bring any value. You claiming to be my friend, Lou, you're a liar. You've been disrespectful.
I didn't say that. I said I cared about you.
You don't understand how to show care because you're not honest. You're arrogant.
I was honest a few minutes ago with what I'm feeling, and I'm being honest now. I get that I haven't been honest in the past in terms of trolling you and that kind of stuff. I get that I've done that. And that's probably not a good look for me.
Right.
At this moment, I'm being honest. I'm being open. I'm being willing to create some sort of understanding if you're willing. If you're not, it's okay. But I'm being honest at this moment.
So you say. And I'll allow it to be. I'll allow you to be honest right here, but I've been honest in what I've said as well. Your selfishness and your self-centeredness have been the problems between us.
Can you help me maybe understand, other than the trolling aspect that I've brought to you on many occasions, aside from that, because I could see how that you could take that as selfishness. Other than that, how do you feel I've been selfish with you or around you or generally for that matter?
Why are we just ignoring one of the most obvious factors? How about we bring that into consideration, and why don't you consider what effects your behavior had on someone like me? See, you haven't really thought about me from my perspective. You've thought about me from your prideful, arrogant, you and Paulie sitting on your perch, mocking everyone else. So how about the other way?
I would say, in response to that, is in my heart, I don't feel like I'm truly mocking. I might be a little mischievous at times.
So you say, right, Lou.
But
right.
I don't feel like I'm mocking you.
You're making excuses for what is your behavior. Okay. And your behavior has been juvenile, unhealthy, unproductive in my experience. And I'm not judging, I'm not trying to get you punished, but Lou, you have no clue what you've been missing out on because of your choices. And Lou, here, aside from this, I made the claim that you've been very selfish and self-centered. So we'll move past the mocking me and the public disrespect. What would you show is not selfish and self-centered? I mean, what contradicts my statement? I can think of one or two, but
Well, what would contradict that is that from my perspective, is I'm a very loving man, and most people around me that I co-create with on any level, whether it's my children or my friends or my family, they know that about me, right? At the same time, I get what you're saying. I can be a little bit of a troll sometimes, and that's not a good thing. And I should probably be more serious, because if I was more serious, at times my loving nature would precede me a little bit more. So, but the fact is that I do have genuine care for you, Jack. I don't know you. Technically, you're just a man on the internet that I've had experience with for, I don't know, a couple of years now, I guess. And I feel somehow that I know you, that if we were to meet face to face, I would know you, like a little bit. I can't say completely because this is the internet and much can be hidden. But my nature is a very loving man, and I would love to be able to get into a place with you where you understand me, I understand you, and we both rise like we both rise like the ship. Ships rise.
You're right.
How does that saying go? Prosperity rise all ships, kind of thing. Whatever. I'm a retard.
How much?
You know I'm a retard.
Lubez, how much meat did you have today? You look very happy.
I actually didn't have any meat today. I fast generally 18 to 20 hours a day, and I don't eat anything until maybe 6, 7 o'clock. Sometimes later. I probably shouldn't do it later, but I get busy and I don't get in until later. And sometimes I eat late. But the rest of the day, I generally fast, other than a few coffees.
That's good. All right.
Yeah.
I thought I'll throw a little joke so we can just kind of like make it more level.
No, I that's pretty much all I eat now is meat, and it's really, I don't know, you can believe it or you cannot. It's transformed my life in so many ways. In a physical, bodily way, my body is healing at a rapid rate that I would never have expected.
All right, Jack. Do you eat more meat or less, like more veggies?
I don't eat veggies at all. Oh, I thought
No,
you
it's not
said
about
it.
Jack.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
Jack. You're fine.
it's kind of irrelevant.
All right, so let's go back to the topic. I figured it would be.
Jack, I genuinely empathize with you.
No, you don't.
And
You're a liar, Lou.
well, I'm telling you my feelings at this point. I genuinely
Right.
empathize with you.
Lou, I don't
Okay.
give a shit what you think or even what you feel anymore, because you've seriously shown you don't give a shit what I think or what I feel. Okay, so I'm going to mirror that back to you, Lou. Despite you being here in a good mood, screw you, Lou. Okay? So here's the thing. You don't know what you think you know, Lou. That includes me. You're going around publicly claiming that you know things, and they're empty words. If you knew me, Lou, our conversations would be 1,000% different. You'd have started with some humility and apologies because you know I respect those things.
I kind of thought I did. Maybe I didn't actually say the word sorry for trolling you, but I took responsibility for that aspect of it, and that's in some
No,
ways.
you offered empty words, Lou. You are growing, you are changing. I won't diminish what you're showing, okay? I won't diminish the signs. Thank you. Thank you for returning again today. But let me ask you, because you just made the claim here that you've gotten to know me over the last couple of years. Without your opinion,
As
without your
much as
opinions,
possible.
what
As
is
much as
Jack
possible.
what is Jack doing this for? These live streams daily.
Broadcast?
Yep.
You mean
Why is
the
Jack
broadcast?
doing it?
Well, based on what you've stated, from my understanding of what you stated, is that you want to change the world. You want to turn it from a place that's creating a lot of, or experience a lot of evil, into something that is experiencing more loving, godly peace, tranquility, respect, wars, all that. That's all great stuff. I I believe in that too. So that's what from your mouth is what I suspect you're doing this for.
And so where along the lines did I deserve to be mocked, disrespected?
Well, I mean, I don't want to go too far into that, other than at times it seems like what you say you want to do and what you actually do don't match, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong,
I know
but
you've
it
been looping
seems
on
that way.
that. You've been looping on that view for a long time. And I've been inviting you to, Lou, look at different things. Get past your opinion, because you're wrong, Lou. You're wrong about me. There was never any reason for you. You have no jurisdiction over me or anyone else as a man, for you and Tommy and Paul and Snafu to run around like children, throwing around ad hominem attacks, attacking people's character, not caring about what is true, Lou. You're a better man than that. And I had a lot of love, a lot of care, a lot of faith in you for a long time. And I gave up on you, Lou, because you showed to me my care and my respect for you. It wasn't worth shit. So, Lou, the future is where our life is. Today starts the future. My purpose is to just what you said, Lou. For whatever reason, yes, I made choices to devote myself to this cause, but for whatever reason, this is the path God allowed me to find. I'm here every day trying to encourage people to live more like Jesus, invite Christ and God into their days. Because if we do that, all of this government corruption and all the banking problems and all of this shit that's got everyone wanting to go back to the wilderness, we can solve the problems that everyone's been complaining about. I think that's what God wants us to do, but apparently you and others think I'm not worthy of being a part of an us. You think I've got to deal with everything myself, and it blows my mind, to be honest.
I don't think you need to deal with that yourself. I think all you can do, I mean, I don't know if you ever went to AA or anything. I think you did. I think you mentioned you've gone to AA and stuff. And my understanding is, and I didn't do a lot of AA or NA or that kind of stuff, but I know a little bit about it. And from what I understand, the first step is understanding that you're powerless over this realm, and that your life is unmanageable. And once you've accepted that, then you can move to the next step, which would be in some form or fashion taking individual personal responsibility for
Hey,
the way out, right?
Lou, again, you're talking without relevance, and I
Well, I
understand
was trying
where
to
you're
say
going.
that you can't
Here,
change anyone, is what I'm trying to say.
right, Lou. And you're missing the point of what I'm saying. I'm inviting you Lou, to change. Rusty, how much am I willing to sacrifice to end wars? I've committed my life, my time, my energy to this purpose. I'm prepared to die, but God hasn't allowed that to happen for me either yet. So if God's not going to allow me to die, well, I'm just asking for conversations.
What do you mean? Can you clarify a little bit on what you mean by allowing you to die? I'm a little bit confused by that statement. Can you give me some clarification on what that means?
Actually, Lou, I'm glad you asked because it actually goes right into the topic what love is. God is love. Love allows. We have the freedom to choose, just like with God. What do we allow? What do we allow ourselves to pursue? What do we allow others to receive? What do we allow ourselves to offer? We choose what we allow. The world has convinced everyone to think that they control. There's no control of anyone except the self, but most people, especially in these online realms, most people seem to be more worried about what others are saying and doing or not doing more than what they're doing themselves.
Good
And
point. Oh, sorry, Jack. Good.
no, please.
The only
No,
thing I would say,
that's a good point. You know, Bible talks about don't look at the log in your brother's eye when there's a splinter in your own eye.
And
So,
that
I think it's the other way around. Don't look in the splinter in your brother's eye. Pay
yeah,
attention to
you
the
got it.
log
I'm
in
tired.
yours.
Thank you, Lou. Yeah, you're right. You guys get the point, though. You know.
correct. And it's
Yeah.
along the
Thanks, Lou.
lines that Wizard brought up yesterday, John 4:20. If anyone says I love God but hates his brother, he is a liar. For
Yeah.
whoever does not love a brother whom he has seen cannot love God who he has not seen.
Excellent, Jack. Yes.
Hold it up. But this is all true. Religions are methods of psychotherapy. It's for the mind. The mind and the heart are the spirit of who we are. The worldly ways, I mean, all of the wisdom, it's taught in the Bible. It's shown. And I'm not a Bible thumper. I know that's not the only place to find the wisdom, but it sure has the answers. It confirmed everything that I was experiencing and discovering for myself. Love
Absolutely.
is the way.
Hey, Jack, just Tommy would like to come up here. He requests to come up here, so just let you know.
Can I agree with you on the idea of love being the way in many things in life? I agree with that. But I wanted to respond to something you said about how you said they control. No one, I don't believe anybody can control us. I think we can give up control and allow something else or someone else to control us. But in the end, it's our choice, right? No matter what we do on this earth, we are going to give control or we're going to keep control.
And so, did you hear your brother with lessons from your daddy at the start of this stream say God's doing everything, God's doing all of this? That's not biblical.
Well, even that, I mean, you mentioned the idea of religion being like therapy. And from my understanding, the root word of religion is to retie. Relegare. Legare means to
But
bind or tie.
But he also
And
tied all
retied.
religions together, and that's not a Christian thing to do.
Well, religion in general, if you look at it, they are all the same,
No,
because
they're
they
not.
are all in some way trying. If you're following a religion
They're
or
not all the same.
indoctrinated by a religion, you're being retied. You're
They're not all the
tying
same.
yourself. That's what religion means.
Sure,
Relegare.
thank you, word wizard.
Well, I'm just saying I'm just going by
That's
the
all any of us
etymology of
can
the
do
word.
is just say. And
It's-
luckily that degenerate Nubs does not have the chance to get started with just saying. But Chris, do not call down the things of God as if you have that power. You're offending me with your funny retardation. God is going to do the things you said you're calling him down to do. You obnoxious prick. You'll never get back.
Listen to your pride and arrogance.
No, that's Chris's pride to take what God promised us he'll
You're
do and
the
act
one-
like he's calling it down on me.
You're the one who's speaking, and you're speaking as though you have some sort of power or jurisdiction.
No, that's what I'm saying. Chris is doing.
Maybe Chris is, but I wasn't talking about Chris, Tom. I was talking about you.
Oh, so what am I doing? Because I'm talking like I have the same thing anybody can have. I'm talking like I can look at the same fucking book that anybody can. You just can't all understand it. And then you
So
sit up
you
here and
think-
misword it and act like you're doing a
Actually,
thing on that
you know
behalf.
what? Here, Tom. Unfortunately, you are a poor example of a Christian today.
No, we covered that.
And here's another poor example of one who calls himself a follower of Christ.
I'll be right back, Jack. I'm just gonna go feed the chickens.
All right. Snafu, your time is limited. I'm not sure why you're here. Take good. He's not. Holy cows, man. All of this anger that comes up. Tommy, your triggers and your offenses are not problems of others. We can find peace and resolve through communicating. Here, Tom, be patient. Snafu, why? Why are you here, Snafu? No reason.
No, it's what he probably did like I did is I knew you were doing your pompous power play and I went and made lunch while I sat in your backstage. You projecting drive-in theater. You're
I'm not.
arrogant. You're pompous. You have the answers till you want the answers.
That's you. Seriously?
I have your answer. Don't make that the sound you hear for eternity in hell, Jack. Don't make this face the face you remember in hell.
How do I get you in a better mood? What do we
No, you're the
do?
one that put me in a bad mood. Go watch the stream.
Are you saying you gave control of your feelings to me?
No, I'm saying I'd only do this every other day if I had some kind of fucking Jesus love for this degenerate fucking community. Thus is the cross to bear of the
being
janitor
nice.
of Christ Corp.
Stop. being
Everything
nice.
you said to Lou Bass is you. You say a bunch of stuff, but they're just words.
That is you.
No, because that's how I get you. The things I'm telling you are out of this book. The only way we can have God's word. And you want to say I'm some snafu or Paul. This one is me, audience.
Tom, you're pointing to the book.
Why
as
didn't
though
this fucking
you're-
thing work?
As though you're the expert and authority of every word, and you are
No,
not.
that's not what I'm
Neither
saying.
am
And I
I.
don't. It's a task of God that I've hit leave twice and I'm still here. So he wants you to hear this, obviously.
He wants you to calm down.
Well, no,
Calm
he
down.
doesn't, because I'm wrecking
Calm.
tables and whipping Pharisees right now. You
You're
are
doing
not
it.
a Christian channel. This
Tom.
retard is not what he thinks.
What are you?
I'm a Christian.
Yeah, that's what
Do
I'm
you
seeing.
think because I'm not coming at you and loving you the way you want me to, like your daddy says, do you think that that means I'm going to hell, faggot? Do you think that I
No.
call people bundles of sticks? I don't believe that the lamb's blood cleanses me. He will correct me for handling you guys this way. It's not the end of my eternal life. You are out here leading people to a fiery lake.
Tom, join us in the present, because
No, because then we can't talk about 3 families that couldn't have happened in the present. I already told you this is what you do. Get in the now, man, so you can bring up past.
calm down.
Fuck you.
I wanted to respond to what you were saying.
I want to give fucking Jizzvan some more spurg he can misrepresent me
Why?
with.
Why is that relevant here?
Why are you
calm
relevant?
down. I am relevant. This is
Jack,
my stream.
Don't tell
Jack,
me to fucking
this is
calm down.
Talcott
I
Tuesday,
came
dude.
up tipping.
That wasn't me, so his frustration must have finally allowed him to leave. Holy cows, man. It's frustrating. Here I am. I don't see any love or respect of this community anywhere in this panel scene. There is love, there is respect, but what we have here, it's just logical. It makes sense. You know, the time and technology of today, it allows a place for people to act out. And if people aren't allowed to act out in their own community, well, they're going to find ways. And here online, it's real easy for people to join together with an echo chamber, you know, enabling the same arguments, the same complaints every day. But brothers and sisters, we can help each other break out of these habits, break out of these patterns. I believe people can change. Snafu, are you able to change? Your audio is not coming through, which I'm kind of grateful for, because then I can't be offended by your nonsense.
Hypocrite. Fucking hypocrite. You brought him up. What'd you bring him up for if you don't want to hear him?
To see?
Why are you accusing people of an echo chamber when that's what you're building here?
How am I getting an echo chamber when every day is nothing but disagreements?
But you don't want disagreements and you complain about the disagreements.
Nope. Just
See,
like
I'm on the other side of that hill saying, man, Jack's grass is so green over there with all his opposers.
It's not as, you know what? Join me. Join me.
You sound like Snafu now.
Well, Tom, you're joining those who are against me. You could join me.
No.
You could be for the
liar.
truth.
Are you lying or are you oblivious to what you said is wrong?
Please elaborate, because I don't.
That's what I'm always trying to do, and you get mad and call it deflecting.
I'm being accurate.
No. Am I joining Snafu? No. Are we aligned in opposing you? No. I'm his enemy too. I already have a team, Jack. And like you said, I agree. It's not your team. I tried to get you on this team. You just keep being pompous and arrogant.
No, you wouldn't accept me.
What?
You found problems with me.
Yes, you're over here doing Antichrist. I can't accept that. See, I'm trying to get your fast learning ass to understand as we loop this.
Tommy, love is not Antichrist.
Love does not give your daddy heroin just because he says, if you love me, you'll give me more heroin.
I'm not saying that. That's a false
Well,
narrative.
you want enabled. You want me to join your team, and that's disrespectful of my views that I share.
Tom, I want you to accept the fact that today, where we are, we know each other, the good, the bad, the ugly. We know
I know that you're bad and ugly and I'm good. Yes.
what we do from today to the future, it can be different than the past.
What I'm doing in the now into the future is the same thing I was doing before I ever picked up a YouTube cam, and I'm trying to remind you people that.
I'm just trying to find peace with you.
You can't. There will never be peace except for the individual that finds Jesus. This world will war.
Where is Jesus with you? Because it seems to be absent.
Jesus brings me the sword of division, turns father against son, mother against daughter. That's the true path.
Sounds like you're using it as an excuse.
No, you're not understanding what he's saying. He's
Then
not
explain it
saying,
so I
he's not saying Jesus is saying everybody should deny their father and mother. No, he says you should honor them. But following the narrow path will bring some to be chastised by their family, and that's not your situation, you coward piece of shit.
Actually, it's exactly my situation.
No, it's not, because you're not on that path.
If you open your eyes,
I see my fellow Christians, and I do, and you're not one of them.
you look for enablers.
What?
But
Sorry, were you going to jump in? Go ahead.
no, I was
No,
gonna
he
say
was
something real
coughing,
quick.
and I didn't hear what you said.
Oh,
What?
go ahead.
I said, you look for enablers.
No, that's you creating your echo chamber.
I know that's what you say, yet my
I know that's what you say, Jack. I sit here, and what I know you say is every time you list off the problem people, you are very decisive each time in who you're gonna say. And then the next day you want to say we're brothers and friends and you love me. You're a faggot.
Look at your behavior, dude.
Stop deflecting to that. You've established the first half of this fucking.
I don't know what to do.
Holy cow.
Well, I've got Snafu's dumbass in the back, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why even allow that? I don't know. It's up to you, but
Yeah, I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't want to allow Tommy and Snafu to continue with their hate towards me. I don't know why they won't put it down.
well, Tommy's coming from more. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jack, but Tommy's coming more from a different perspective than Point and Snafu, for sure. Tommy's more of like, the knowledge that you have, the knowledge that he has about the Bible and Jesus and Snafu is a totally different situation.
So I do know what to do. So first of all, we already know Tommy's duplicitous from just last week because he said with me he was going to no contact me, and literally within 24 hours he jumped on the show when he saw me up here. So we know Tommy's duplicitous at the very least. So what we should do is just give him less airtime because he doesn't have much to offer.
I totally disagree. It doesn't have a lot to offer. He's just not seeing the point.
Well, he has game rewards to offer and mod spookery, but is there anything of value? But not for me.
I'm saying he maybe sounds a little angry sometimes when he speaks, but I believe he has something to offer.
Well, I mean, he claims to know about the Bible, but he doesn't actually cite any verses from it. I cite the Bible. I cite actual Bible verses more than he does. But he says, well, I don't do Christianity the right, so it doesn't count. Or
Hank,
they say,
does it help you to see the patience, the extreme amount of patience that Paul has shown over the years when you look at this kind of stuff?
Yes, he has shown extreme amount of patience.
Extreme amount of patience and love to allow these people constantly in.
He enables, Lou, just like Lou, please.
I mean, you could see it that way. Lou, I personally don't.
I know you don't, because you don't want to admit that you've been enabled. You don't want to admit that you've been wrong. I want to get back to the topic that Tom was so adamant against me. His views on the Bible, his views on Jesus. There's a lot of people that want to cast all sorts of disparaging and attack my character, but where am I wrong? I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect. I'm not claiming to be all-knowing. I'm not claiming to be a guru. I am claiming to be a man who is in love with God.
Well, I can tell you where I think you're wrong, Jack, and I think Tommy will probably agree with that too. You're claiming to be like on the side of God and of love, but at the same time, you do recite a lot of Jesus' stuff from the Bible, but you don't follow the Bible.
How am I not following it? You want to make that claim? Where is the facts? In what ways am I not following the Bible according to Tarek that justifies the attacks of people like Tommy? Show me the degree, right? Where
Many
am I
ways.
to follow it, Tarek?
But there's many ways. And I'm not saying you. A lot of people don't follow.
Well, we're talking about me. Let's
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
on
What I'm
topic.
saying is, when I say you're not following the Bible, like per se, I'm not saying that anybody can probably follow it 100%. But I'm saying you're not following it with your
I'm not.
contradictions.
According to what?
The things you say sometimes, the things you do in your life, the things you do, for example, on the panel.
Tarek, this comes back to what I've been saying over and over and over. It's part of human psychology. The foolish, the egoic, they judge things before they even understand. And so I've been accused of contradictions. I can explain and support every conclusion I offer. And if I can't, if you give me a specific thing that I'm doing wrong, please help me become better, because despite the rumors, I don't enjoy this part. Constantly trying to prove myself as someone who has anything to offer. That's
okay.
what I'm trying to do here.
I got a Bible verse, but I'll only tell you if you really want to know about it.
Bring it forth. Let's discuss it.
Okay, Proverbs 14:23. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty.
All hard work brings to profit, but what?
But mere talk leads only to poverty.
Okay, so why did you bring that up?
Because you asked for a biblical reference.
To show that I'm in contradiction. So you want to present the case that I'm in contradiction of that? I'm not following. You want to say that I don't support hard work when I continually say, it takes effort and commitment and devotion. There's nothing wrong with hard work. We exercise our body, our mind, our spirit. I'm not opposed to hard work. I work hard, Hank. I don't just sit around and talk, despite what people with limited experience with me, despite what they want to say, that's not what I do. So do you think I'm in contradiction of that, Hank?
Well, what we're doing right now is literally sitting around and talking, though.
Right. And what is the talking that Jack is really wanting to do? I'm suggesting, hey guys, let's use today. Let's brainstorm steps that we can take towards the goal of transforming the world. And if anyone has a specific goal they're working on in life, let me know. I'll help. I'll help any way I can. So I'm not sitting here to talk other than to try and do what I'm saying, which is encouraging people. Let's create a better world. I don't
Okay,
understand.
I made my case. I won't proceed any further at this time.
I appreciate that, Hank. And I know how it seems. I know the appearance, but this is what this world has taught me. Things are not always as they seem. Tommy,
Jack.
I just saw
Okay.
you.
Thanks for Hank for coming in both on your misunderstanding of our beef and your autistic take on a Bible scripture that had no application in this situation. Jack, when you ask for people to just show you how you contradict and how you are wrong, we sat here and watched my stream where I showed you, and we went.
That
through
was
things
extremely judgmental what you did there to Hank, calling him autistic, eh? Tommy?
Yes.
Well, I don't think Jesus
Are
was
you Canadian?
was that judgmental to call
Blue
people
Bass,
whatever
you sound like
he
you've
thinks
been
they
at
were.
your
That's
daddy's house too
you're
much.
not being Jesus-like by doing that, Tommy.
Okay, play the link in the back, Jack. That's a
How
Lou
about you
Bass.
cite the Bible instead for once, Tommy?
What?
You never cite the Bible.
See how
You claim to
they
be
all
biblical,
want a piece.
you never cite
You
the
see
Bible.
how they all want a piece, Jack?
I got my lump of flesh out of you. I don't need you. You contradict yourself.
No,
Give
when
24
you
hours.
said you got your daddy in you, because when I said, yeah, I agree. I
You
gave
don't even
you
know
a
who
no
my daddy
contact.
is.
I gave you a no contact like Hank. Depart from me. You're a spurg that I don't like. I didn't
Then
come
you
up
violated.
here. I didn't.
You violated.
I didn't.
Not me.
I didn't come up here because you were here. I came up here to talk to Jack, and you're the new Jack's producer, so of course you'll be
When
here.
I'm up, if you're going no contact with someone, once you see them, you go away. That's how it works.
No,
You
with
claim to
no
know about
contact in the panel,
psychology,
with
about
no
autism.
contact,
You don't remember
with
what
no
you said.
contact in the panel verse,
You
you
don't
could
know-
not jump into the conversation I'm having with Jack.
You don't know as much of psychology as you claim to know. If you're freaking hard
I don't
out
need
on my
to know
autism.
psychology to say
Or
Hank
the
kick
Bible.
rocks and have you still email me and follow me around the panel verse.
Let's flash back to this amazing moment that everyone remembers. You
I
can't
get
blame
it. I
other
know.
people for what we do.
You know what? I'll tell you the truth, Sean. I wouldn't let the fucking piece of shit back up on your channel ever again after that bullshit. It's the second time he's done it. And don't take that into your own fucking heart, because nothing could be more fucking wrong than what he's
I
talking
agree,
about.
Lou.
And
It's
then you go
fucked
to
up.
fucking justifying it somehow, like sort of making it valid somehow. To me, it says that you haven't come completely.
You're still
at peace
mischaracterizing
with
that
it
whole
yet. And this
experience, Tommy.
fucking
You're
piece of
still
shit, Uma
mischaracterizing.
Tommy, is taking advantage
You
of that
missed
fact.
who said what
He may
it.
be insane.
All this stuff you're saying about me, I agree. When we review that Paul's the one that said it. And you still sat up here and said, Paul's got a lot of love.
He
Paul's
definitely is.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Jack.
Yeah.
I think I know the source of the confusion. I think Tommy has his own edition of the Bible we don't have access to.
Oh, stop. We're on something else, Spurg boy. Play this, Jack. But I am redacting the part about the bearded guys at the end.
But he's going to use whatever he can. Right? So he's using that against you by saying those things. He's so
Confused people,
desperate
we'll
in
get
his
to it.
life, this piece of fucking garbage. Now, to me, Tommy's fucking done. Twice he's done this now.
Hmm.
Like, I
Oh,
wouldn't
you were here.
fucking...
You were here the other night when he was saying that.
Yes.
Okay.
I told you I came into your stream. I came into the chat. Remember? That was like I don't know. It was like late in the night or something. I woke up. I turned it on. You're on, and then Tommy comes on and says that shit.
Right.
Like, that's such fucking low life thing to say. Like, so low life thing to say.
I
You
agree.
say that, you motherfucker.
Paul said it, and you still suck.
Paul didn't say that, you fuckface.
What?
Paul didn't say anything to that effect.
So who cares?
My dad's from Cleveland, though. Well, he's from Cuba, but then he lived in Cleveland for a
Your
long time.
father is dead, penile
Yeah,
power.
I get
a
it.
hold
Listen,
of yourself.
finish
He
the
killed
fucking
himself
story, man.
probably because he was hosting a broadcast at the time. He may never have told you,
No.
but I suspect that he hosted a broadcast. Someone like you came up there all the time, and he eventually lost it. Couldn't take it anymore.
No.
And then, tragic event. Do you want to recreate this cycle again? Penile power?
Garbage,
No, it was
motherfucker.
upsetting to you.
See how he
Trauma.
misrepresents?
Mama, daddy.
See how he's
Never
trauma
knew.
bond. Wait, what
You
did you just
can't
say?
blame
now?
other people for what we do.
I just wanted to clear that up to shut Lou back up.
Okay.
He's lying.
Oh,
By
he
the way.
left. He left. Okay.
He's lying, by the way.
Thank
Paul
the
did
Lord
not
he left.
say that. Paul did not say that. Tommy said it clear as day. Paul did not.
You
I
can't
get it.
blame other
I know.
people for what we do.
All right, you can stop it because I do redact the last word.
All right.
Those two guys, even Flow State's still on that, thinking it's the same guy, but they're not.
You redact what's important.
I think I showed what's important. Me and Peniel were merely discussing the time that Paul threw his dad's self-delete in his face and said, probably because of you.
He didn't.
And you
No,
were
that's
right.
not
You
what
were
he
correct.
said. You're
When you
misrepresenting what he said and how he said it and the context behind it.
This is how you guys are culted. You're trying to apologize and be apologetic to his narcissistic games. That's a garbage thing to say. And when you thought I said it, you said I was done on YouTube.
Here's the thing.
You
People
said
say
it
a lot of
directly. You said it.
No, me and Peniel were
Directly.
discussing the time it happened. This is how Canadian you are, Lou. This is
Why
how
don't you
Hank
show
are.
that? Why have you redacted what you've said?
You think that I
What
told
you guys
Peniel it's
do-
Peniel's fault that his dad self-deleted?
Right. Here's what I see. And it is old. This is from a long time ago.
It
It's
is
an
old.
example. It's an example of Lou, you saying things, not really ever accepting accountability for, and there's a lot of evidence of this. People saying crap, thinking they're funny, and it's kind of there's some sick things that are being done.
Here's the layers and the nuance to my work, Jack. Sure, it's old. Who's bringing up that it's old? All the children of Unslavia that are being apologetic for him. And then they'll blame other channels for trauma bonding when that's exactly what Paul was trying to incite.
I
Well,
know.
there's only one issue with that. You're saying I'm apologizing for Pussy Paul. Your narrative's trash.
No, Hank, depart from me. You are not a credible or legit source out here. You've shown that.
That's you.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You think you can Talcott it away, just write it off with a that's you. I'm very much a player out here. That's why I wish I had the pushback Jack has. It shows what I'm accomplishing by people fearing to
Tommy,
confront
when
me.
have you sat down face to face with someone that loves you and they held you and told you, I love you, Tommy? I
Are you
miss
playing
Tommy."
that Talcottian
When's the
strategy
last
of I'm
time?
damaged?
When's the last time?
I do it every night with my Father in heaven.
Well, here's the deal, brother. You're wounded. You're
Who?
wounded and battered. You, Tom.
Because I go at the people that are out here playing.
Tom, I interrupted you because it's not the time for me to understand you. It's time for you to understand, period. Understand yourself, understand me. It's time to understand these battles and the egoic nonsense. Tom, you're not accomplishing as much as you think you are. Neither am I. I mean, I'm honest about the facts. I don't feel like we're accomplishing
Jack,
shit.
I'm accomplishing everything I can accomplish. You
You're
can't even see it.
No, right. You're avoiding peace. You're avoiding.
I'm not avoiding anything.
You are in
Now, Jack, let me finish. When you ran from what I was doing for you and Margot, and every time you've backstaged me today, you're avoiding.
Yep. Continue whatever you want. We're coming up on 2 hours, and I think I've entertained this foolishness long enough.
Jack, let me give you a couple words before I get out of here. I just came up real quick anyways, okay? It's very clear that the Vatican is the Roman Empire. We know this, okay? The Pope just came out recently saying that all these different religions, that there's many ways to God, okay? And when you look at Scripture, you can clearly see that the Bible does not support world peace. It does not. He comes with the sword to bring.
Hey, Goblin,
I
Goblin,
just wanted you to know that.
Goblin. No, you wanted to be right.
No, it's not
Right.
about.
Why
It's
do you
not about
want-
my. It's not my opinion, bro. It's in the.
It
It's
is
in the
your
book.
opinion. It is your
No,
opinion.
go
and
read the
let-
book, bro.
Okay, tell you what. Thank you. Have a good day. You can be right. Lou, thank you for joining. We've got another guest who. Welcome, Zach. How are you, brother?
You know, Jack, I've become a fan of listening to your streams. I now consider you the man who's just trying to make his life better. And in some way, I get some kind of like guilty pleasure of watching people troll you, just trying to solve the mystery, because I have so many trolls that always want to attack me. And I consider us as people with smaller channels who are trying to do something to be helpful in the world. Again, just for all of you guys who are, Jack, in a way, I always try to give my trolls a second chance too. And in a way, I wonder why you bring some of these guys on, because it's just like all they want to do is just come and ruin your day. And I don't understand how. It just blows my mind. It's like, why do you guys want to take down? Like, okay, he might have had some problems in the past, but what message is he putting out that's so horrible to you? And do you guys not understand there's like actually really bad people in the world that are having an impact on all of our lives? If you want to solve like some kind of evil that you see in the world, why not fight like again, in the hierarchy of evil? Even if we want to say that Jack is this evil man, if we want to even like, where would he rank in terms of like the most evil people? It wouldn't even be on the radar. I mean, I just don't get it. So that's really all I want to hop on here, Jack. And I see how you let these people like steal your energy, though. And you know what? To a fault, I let my trolls steal my energy sometimes too. It actually happened in my own house last night. I started ranting about my trolls, and I just got my sweet lady all upset. And I was like, "What am I doing? I mean, just block these fools." So, Jack, again, just don't let the energy vampires bring you down. But I haven't caught all your streams, but I'm still kind of waiting for the stream where you just talk more about like the faults of Jack in the past. I'd honestly like to hear that stream and how you overcame those faults. I think that could be a good one.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. Hey,
all right. I really just want to stop by and say hi. And again, for all the guys out there that hate Jack so much, I mean, just.
So I know why to go after Jack rather than someone actually dangerous right now. They don't have the EXP. They can't do it. Jack is just small enough that they think they can beat him, and it's not even working. So there's no reason. There's no way to go after someone who's actually dangerous now when they can't even get what they want out of Jack. So they're looking for an easy target that won't fight back.
Sure. And for the trolls out there listening, I don't know how old you guys are, because again, what I notice about trolls is they don't have the courage to put their face on the screen. They like being on the internet and hiding behind an anonymous avatar and name. Some of the voices sound a little bit younger. For if you younger guys just want to get online and troll Jack because there's something you don't like about him, you know, life goes by fast, and you know, one day you're 20 and the next thing you know, you're in your 40s and you think, what did I do with my life? Man, I wish I could go back and have those good years. So for again, I get the idea that some of you guys who are giving them a hard time aren't all that old, and really, I'd encourage you to spend your time more wisely. I think you'll realize that one day if you don't realize it right now. So anyway, but keep on keeping on, you guys, and again, for Bill to understand, like, I don't even agree with everything Jack's saying. There's certain things out that I just think are like, all right, let's play it out. But I just see a man here who's trying to right his wrongs of the past and put out a positive message and make the world a little bit better place.
Yeah, you know what's weird, Zach? There's people who comes here and says it's biblical and Jack's not following the Bible correctly, and they never ever cite the Bible. They never ever cite the Bible. I think that's weird.
Well, and the thing I would say too is, you know, I mean, if you know how to read Greek and Hebrew and Aramaic, the English translation of the Bible is kind of inaccurate, and a lot of the verses are vague, so it can be interpreted in all kinds of different ways. And
yeah,
again, the one verse that's pretty clear is it's judge not unless you be judged. So you're not supposed to be doing that anyway. Just, you know, take the good and leave the bad. But I'm going to hop off, Jack. It's just I see that you've been worn down a little bit the last couple of weeks. I thought about jumping on, Jack. Don't let these people rain on your parade. So.
Hey, Zach. Thank you.
All right, you guys. You have a good one.
Blessings to you, brother. I am going to wrap this up. Hank, final words from you? All right, beautiful. Hey, Zach, sincerely, thank you for stopping in. And what he pointed out, it's true. And I'm not alone. Zach's not alone. There's a lot of creators, people who are online sharing what they know, sharing their perspectives. Some people are on here for selfish reasons, but I've listened to Zach long enough. He's got a great heart, and his messages are similar to mine. It's about health, becoming more healthy, more responsible in your life for your mental state, emotional state, your physical state, because we're all on our own individual path of development. Every one of us, we are alone in this world. It is us and the truth. So we either unite with the truth, with love, or we spend our time uncomfortable, anxious, regretful, fearful, angry. In my path, I realized I'm just like you. We're all going through this development as a human being, but the psychology, the mind that's within every single one of us, it is a powerful instrument. And many people were given these powerful tools of life, the mind, the heart, the creativity. People have these talents within themselves, but they don't know. They don't know because the world doesn't want talented people. The world wasn't designed for leaders. It was the world, especially in America, it was designed for conformity and for oppression. And the only reason conformity and oppression can continue is if people allow their fears and their selfishness to keep them small, to keep them comfortable. But brothers and sisters, we are here at an amazing time in human history, and I'm very confident about this. We are the ones our ancestors have been praying for. We are the ones who God sent into the world to be here at this time. Because the news that's happening in the world, kind of the conversations we had earlier, the direction the world is heading, even in the prophecies. And I'm going to wrap it up because I could go into the idea of Scripture and the interpretations and all of the idea of the words, but the power of God is with you. It is the truth, and it is the love that is beyond the love that you know, the truth that is beyond the truth that you know, the love that is beyond the love that you know. That is the spirit and energy of God and Christ, and that which is beyond the world is divine. So align yourself mentally, purposefully, intentionally, humble yourself to God so that together we can overcome the world. We can rise above the confusion, the self-sabotage, and the sharing of sabotage. Brothers and sisters, thank you again for all who tune in, all who join, particularly with the encouragement and support. And I hope for all of you who did tune in today, whether it's live or later, I hope you receive a little encouragement, inspiration, and joy for you to take with you the rest of the day. Till next time, please choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all. Peace.